Hey, how y'all doing? Rashad, great, back with another video. Man, it's cold outside, but it is what it is. We gotta do that workout. This is day, losing count. This is day, I want to say 10 of 75 hard. I got my Access 2019 merch on, 2019 hat. I don't know if y'all see it. Hold on. 2019 hat. Shout out that Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell. But this video is about the things and the lessons I learned while being single. So I've been single April, I don't know the exact day, but April is gonna be 12 years. I almost said 24 years. No. It's gonna be 12 years in April. And one of my goals this year is to, not date, not on any dating apps. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm as single as I ever been. And the thing about it is, one time I was dating somebody years ago. This was probably around the pandemic time. And she asked me, what was the longest time that I ever not talk to somebody, not date somebody? And I froze. Like she stopped me. She froze me up. She left me speechless, because oftentimes we try to get in another relationship or hop up in another bed or talk to somebody. The world say the best way to get over a man is get on a new one, all that dumb stupid stuff. So I said maybe 1 week or two, or me not trying to talk to nobody or date nobody, and even though that was years ago, that's something that I'm gonna do the whole 2026. And if I see somebody that are attractive in person, and I might not talk to them, I gotta be honest, but that's not my main focus at all. It's on the back burner, and it's something that if it comes, it comes. But this year, I'm intentionally and focused on my relationship with God, my relationship with God, the Holy Ghost, Jesus, the Trinity, reading my Bible, going to church, trying to be more involved in the church, whether that looks like a dream team or a men's group. Already signed up for the second week of second cohort, another cohort of made men. So I'm trying to do that and do it with my father. But some of the lessons I learned while I'm single is, number one, I learned that one of the things I've learned is that no matter how good of a man you are, women gonna be inconsistent. A lot of people have you to believe that once you get to a certain level, you get rich, successful. Yeah, if they can see the richness on you, if you famous, Chris Brown, Idris Elba, Drake, Michael B. Jordan, if they know you're rich and famous, then yeah. But if you rich and not famous, nobody's gonna know that you rich, because only a dumb person is gonna tell somebody that they're rich. You're gonna be called a mark. You're gonna be called a target. That's what they will call you back in the hood, back in the urban areas. That's what they're gonna call you: a goofy, a lame, a trick. Nobody wants to be gold digger. Like, that's crazy. If you want to be a gold digger or being gold dig upon, God bless you. That's not for me or the people on this channel. So we're not gonna talk about what we have. God did not flaunt his wealth. God did not, flaunt that he could perform miracles and all this stuff. God was humble. God was meek. God was he was sure of himself. He was confident. He didn't have to talk about himself. He knew who he was. They just didn't know who he was. And he was condemned and crucified because he told the truth about who he was. That's why I could never understand when Christians get so offended on the truth. God died because he said he was the Alpha and Omega. He was the Son of God. He was that boy. He was him. That's why they persecute God. Even Pilate started to believe that Jesus was who he said he was. And what I realized is Pilate was a real person. You can Google it right now. I did. If Pilate existed. So if Pilate existed, then Jesus existed, because Pilate was known for having Barabbas or Jesus and saying, which one of these people should I crucify? And the people, and who's these people shall I let free? And the people said, Barabbas, 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 Barabbas. So, like Anthony Mitchell said, if Pilate was alive, then Jesus had to be alive. And people still trying to debate whether Jesus is alive. All the signs and wonders that we've seen. The man didn't make the sky. The man didn't make the sun. The sun. This ain't no Big Bang. Ain't nothing about luck and by chance. Everything is intentional. The stars are intentional. How they align. How the earth is. If it was any closer to the sun, we burn up. If it was any further away from the earth, we will be from the sun. We'll be cold. We will die, freeze to death. Y'all stop believing in coinky dinkies. You know, coinky dinkies. Everything is intentional. My God is a planner. My God is organized. But anyways, so the second thing I learned is that when you put as much work in as yourself, you become intolerant of people's excuses, especially as you age. You're tired of people trying to beg them to work out when you work out. You get tired of people trying to beg them to read the Bible and go to church when you've been going to the Bible and reading the Bible for decades. You get tired of this. You get tired of telling adults the simple things to do. Eat right, go to sleep. I do that on my channel because, you know, this is a self-help improvement channel. But in my personal life, I don't want to have to keep encouraging you to go to the gym. I don't have to keep encouraging you to work out. It's like, what areas in your life have you mastered? You don't have to be perfect, but have you ever mastered your faith, your finances, your sexual desires, your drug habit, your mind, your trust issues? It's like people got 5, 6, 7 problems and wonder why they're not in a relationship. Fix yourself. Let God do his great work in you. Okay, you don't have your finances right. Okay, can you have your your finances ain't right, but your body and your mindset, can they be right? Have more good than bad. Everybody that ever went to school had report cards and progress report cards. Your mama might not beat you up if you don't have straight A's. You could get A's and B's, but if you get straight F's, if you get straight D's, that wasn't tolerable in my household. People getting F's in their health. People getting F's in their relationship with God. People getting F's in their discipline. People getting F's in drinking and smoking. A's in drinking and smoking, all the negative stuff. And wonder why nobody wants to date you. Wonder why nobody wants to marry you. You got a bad dating GPA. You got a bad resume. If I never went to medical school, there's no smart person in the world that wants me to operate on them. If I never did residency, it's impossible for me to become a doctor. If I don't have a degree, it's impossible for me to become a doctor. So why you think you're qualified for a relationship? You've never been to therapy. You've never been to counseling. You don't take care of yourself. I'm not talking about your hair, nails, and makeup. I'm talking about your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health, your physical health. And this goes for both men and women, but I don't go both ways. So that's why I'm talking about the woman aspect. Once you put in all this work, remember that teamwork, that team project you had, and you put in all the work, and you had to be stuck with somebody that was lazy, somebody that didn't do the work. What did you do? You eventually told the teacher that you did all the work. Most likely, or some of y'all might have just took it on the chin. But if the teacher allowed you to do feedback of each member in the group and grade each member in the group, actually that happened to me in college. One dude was lazy. It was probably 5 of us in the group, 4 of us did the work. We told on him he didn't do no work. You think he got the A that we all got? Man, I don't know where you live in, but you got to reap what you sow. Eventually, you're going to have to reap what you sow, good or bad. That's what I believe in. That's what the Bible says. So I've learned, one, that no matter how much work you do in yourself, you still going to get rejected. People still not going to like you, no matter what you do. Number 2, I learned that when you do put in the work, when you do put in the mental work, when you do put in the spiritual work, when you do put in the financial work, when you do put in the body work, you come and be intolerant, very intolerant of people who haven't did the work. And once the older you get, the more work you done put in yourself, you're going to hate people that don't have a job. You're going to hate to try to talk to someone with 3 or 4 baby daddies or mamas. You're going to hate to talk to somebody who ain't trying to do better in their life, who making excuses about working out, can't even walk 15 minutes outside. You're going to hate talking. You're going to hate the people you're going to have to deal with. Not saying hate them as a person, but you ain't going to be attracted to them. You ain't going to be turned on by them. You ain't going to want to deal with them. You're going to be impatient with them. Before I got off a dating apps for the year, I had somebody still making excuses about working out. Talking about, oh, if we got together, I know what you looked like before. Talking about, if we would got together in the future, then you might want to change it. You're darn skippy. You should be trying to change yourself. Aren't you tired of being fat, obese, big back, overweight? This ain't no judgmental, this facts. Look at the scale. We talking all facts. Black woman, number one for multiple kids by multiple women. Black woman, number one for debt. Black woman, number one for low marriage rates. And black men are also the first, even though there are more married black men, we are the last to get married in any demographic. And right behind us is black women. So I'm not trying to harp on any male versus female. That is not my talk. If it fits, let it stick. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't listen to it. I'm trying to make you a better person this year. Ain't nobody gonna tell you I'm one of the realest friends you ever gonna have, whether virtual or in real life. I'm trying to tell you the realness. And last but not least, I think the third thing I learned about being single is that God is a keeper. God is a keeper. What I mean by God is a keeper is He will keep you if you want to be kept. He'll keep your mind from going crazy. He'll keep you out of those bad situations. He'll be your best friend. He'll be a companion. He'll be your friend. He'll be your nurturer. He'll be your protector. He'll be a provider. I had no other choice but to work on my relationship with God. I didn't have a relationship with a human being. I tried to talk to people and date to people, and what I did was waste my time, money, and my energy. That's why this year I'm always focused on God more than ever. Spending more time with Him, praying, doing my fast, reading His Word. Not on social media, not on dating apps. I invite you to do the same thing. A year of only focus on you and God. Trying to be doggone perfect. Yes. 8-pack. 6 figures. No, nothing missing, nothing lacking. God said, present me a lamb without blemish. I want to be without blemish. I want to be perfect. As my Father in heaven is perfect. I keep telling you, that's the goal. It ain't to be like Moses drinking and Jacob dancing out of their clothes. They were cool. They were men of God, but you could be a better man and woman of God. And then the last, probably bonus thing I learned is abstinence is not that hard when you have standards. Abstinence is not that hard when you have standards. The reason why I say that is 9 times out of 10, like I told you before, these people don't even meet your standards. How many of these people was good women and good men of God? And if there was, we would have probably still married them. We'd probably still be with them. Either we weren't good or they weren't good, or we weren't good for each other. So abstinence is my superpower. I don't even have to have sex. Do I like it? Do I enjoy it? You know, it is what it is. I'm a human being. But it's not important. It's not important as character. It's not important as personality. It's not important as how someone behaves and how someone acts. And once you become a man, once you get your stuff together, once you realize that sex is not important, I'm telling you, my guy, I'm telling you, my girl, that you will level up. People would not look as attractive as they are. They will not be as attractive as they are. You will be single most days and you'll be happy most days. So number one, just to recap, I learned that no matter how good of a man you or a woman you are, people will not like you, and that's okay. Because number 5 is also what I learned. I'm going to put this in order. First, no matter how good of a man you are, most people will still turn you down. Number 2, I learned that the more you work on yourself, the less likely you want to date people because who haven't did the work. Number 3, God is the keeper. God is everything you need. I built a stronger relationship with God, and I learned to trust Him even when I can't trace Him. Number 4, I learned that abstinence is one of the best decisions I ever made, and I wish I was a virgin. And number 5 is not everybody is for you. Not everybody is for you. And you think and if you haven't been single for 5 years, 10 years, you might not really understand and learn these lessons. But you gotta learn that everybody's not for you. I keep telling you, the more work you do, the more you're gonna consecrate yourself, the more you're gonna distinguish yourself from everybody. Everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't grow with you. If they're not growing, they can't go. That's a requirement. If you're not trying to be the best you can be, you can't go with me. If you ain't got a relationship with God, neither can we. If you don't know God, you don't know me. If you don't got a relationship with God, we won't have one either. You got to remember these things. This is day 9 of 75 Hard. Like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. Make great decisions so you can have a great life. And I want 2026 to be the best of your life. But it's only going to be the best of your life if you do make better decisions. And one of the ways to make better decisions is building a great relationship with God. And how do I build a great relationship with God? I pray. Prayer is communication with God. Praying is talking to God every day. Open up that word. Listen to what he's got to say, not just what you want to say to him and your wish list. We're building a relationship with God, spending time with God, communing with God, walking and talking with God daily. And I promise you, your life will change for the better. And all the evil people out your life will eventually come out your life because they won't be attracted to someone that don't drink and smoke no more. A lot of people tell me they drink and smoke because it's social. I invite you to have better friends. I invite you to get into church. I invite you to have real Christian friends that's determined and hell bent on going to heaven. Hell bent on going to heaven. Man, I'm just dropping bars. Anybody, anything else, you can message me or, DM me if you have any other questions. Try to get like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. Have a great day, my YouTube family. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I'm out. Let's go. Let's get to work.